Hello. Today's session we're going to talk about tables. So I think this should be the last element we would work with in perfect pure HTML. So next topics we're going to dive in will be CSS, and how we'll start writing and editing CSS codes and doing some very simple projects. Now, today we look at tables. So to design a table, the first thing you're going to do is you're introducing your table tag. Now what you're doing is that you're telling the machine that, look, whatever I'm writing inside this environment is a table, and do well to include it as a table. All right, so let's get started. So first you're going to have your I want to have an identity for this table, so I have a head for it. So all right, now you have to include your tags. So your tag includes you have your, I want to write the name of the table. What am I aligning to the table? I said Carlos meal plan, so I have to make it bold, and that's why I have the B tag there in the head tag. Now next you have to do is you have to create a row. Now tables are made in rows and columns. Tables are made in rows and columns. So your first table row should include your header. Now each head defines a column. Each head defines the column. So when I create th as my table head, I'm trying to say that I'm defining this column. First column will now be the day. So under the column day, I can now include the other rows. So the first column will now be the day. The second column will now be breakfast meal, and the third column lunch, and fourth column dinner. Now having done this, what I'm doing is I am trying to assign different columns to this header section of the word table. So I'm going to create subsequent data elements, subsequent data sets under these. Do you understand? So I'm going to create subsequent data sets under these. So these data sets I'm going to create will now follow up under the header section. So when you run this, you'll see okay, I'm trying to look at my file right now. So all right, okay, now here it is. Let me take this off, and yeah, now we are good to go. So here it is, my head. It says day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Day is the first column. So day lies under what? Row 1, column 1. Head, the breakfast lies under row 1, column 2, and then lunch, row 1, column 3, dinner, row 1, column 4. Therefore, I have to pay attention to this information that I have four different columns, and I don't have to exceed that when I'm creating my data set. So follow up with this, and then let's go. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to create a table in a table, and this time around we'll look at picking up the test scores for a particular class, room 615 of a particular um, um, the room number of a particular class in a particular school. So I'm going to format my table head as H2, and I'm going to call that room 615, room 615 test score, room 615 test scores. So I'm going to call the first row the I'm going to create in this example. I'm going to create multiple columns, and more than 4 columns as the previous example had. First, I'm going to call the serial number, the name of the students, the tests they took, their total score. Then I'm going to also capture their what average. Then these I'm going to do and then display. You see how it goes. So let's go ahead.